All right, what is up, everyone? My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be doing a video going back and looking at one of my favorite Flyers that I actually never really saw play live, and that is Simon Gagne. The jersey that I wore in last night's video was Gagne's. I have a home Gagne jersey, and I've worn it a few times, not often, but I have worn it. I kind of wear my Flyers Mania one, and I obviously the purple Phantoms one I have, but the Gagne one is one of my favorites as well. I love Gagne, even though I never saw him play. He's one of my all-time favorite Flyers. I saw him a little bit in the 12-13 season when he split with LA and the Flyers. Played 27 games at 11 points. As I said, as I said in the last video I made, the Flyers weren't good that year, but I saw a little bit of Gagne. And basically, Gagne was like always a clutch player. That's something I always notice and I hear about all the time. That 2010 playoff series is where I see it the most, and that's even for the next season when he was with Tampa Bay. He was pretty clutch too. But in that 2010 series against Boston, I mean, he had the game-winning goal in Game 4, the game-winning goal in Game 7 that sent him to the next round. Really good play throughout that whole series, throughout like the whole playoffs, really. And he was he was really good in those playoffs. So to start out, Gagne was drafted first round in 1998, 22nd overall by the Flyers. He makes his debut in the 1999-2000 season, plays 80 games, 20 goals, 28 assists, 48 points, and he's a plus 11. That next season, 2000-2001, has some more points. His faceoff percentage is a little low. His rookie year, it was 42.21. The next season, 28.57. So second year in the league, 69 games played, 27 goals, 32 assists, 59 points. He's plus 24. Now the next season, this is like one of his better seasons until he really starts to get become that guy that gets a lot of points. 33 goals, 33 assists, 66 points, plus 31. His faceoff percentage was at 83.83. That's unreal. I can't even think of a player in today's NHL that could do that. I'm serious. And most guys can barely get over 45, 50, around there. I mean, there's obviously you have like your guys that always win faceoffs, but like, geez, that's pretty damn good. And he was pretty average, really. I mean, he had that one season, and then the next 4 seasons he's at 42, 39, 38, 42. So, and then he's 50 the next year. So he's pretty average on faceoffs. He wins about half, which is pretty good for his actual career. He's 41.1. So he was a little bit under there, but anyway, to move on from there, his most points as a Flyer. So after that, in 02-03, he gets 27 points. Only plays 46 games. Next season, 03-04, 80 games played, and he has 45 points. That season as well, he was pretty clutch. He had the game-winning overtime goal against Tampa Bay in Game 6 of 2004. He was pretty good in the playoffs. And then 05-06, now this is where his most points of the Flyer come in. 72 games played, 47 goals, 32 assists, 79 points, plus 31. And his faceoff percentage, as I said before, which was a 38.89, which really isn't that bad. So to move on there, as I said, I brought up about 2010, that season, 58 games played, 17 goals, 23 assists, 40 points. And as I said, the playoffs, he was just unreal. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a player clutch like him. I mean, he was so fun to watch. That team was so fun to watch. And I never saw them live, but just watching the highlights and everything like that, it just looked like it was such a great thing. And then after that, he goes to Tampa Bay, and that season, 63 games played, 17 goals, 23 assists, 40 points. And he was a -12 that season, but as I said, like he was so good with Tampa Bay, and he had a pretty good season there. And he seemed like a real clutch player with them as well. And then he goes to Los Angeles. He wins the Stanley Cup there, plays 34 games. And he, again, as I said, like Gagne was just, oh God. I mean, no matter how much and it stinks to say, like, I've never seen him play live, and I wish I did. But he just seems like he was such a good player, such a clutch player. And he's just someone that I really wish that I could have saw more of. And as I said, I only saw a little bit of him. But even still, I mean, he was just such a clutch player. And I always liked Gagne. I don't know why. I just always did. Like, I would always watch old highlights of him, and it just seemed like every time there was a big moment, big game. And I noticed this early on when I started becoming a fan of the Flyers, that he was really a clutch guy, and you could rely on him in the dying seconds of a game. So to end his career, he plays 11 years with the Flyers, 2 with LA, 1 with Boston, and 1 with Tampa Bay. He plays 15 years in the league. Career totals: 822 games played, 291 goals, 310 assists, and 601 points. And he also had 2,312 shots on goal for his career. That's a lot of shots, and to get 822 goals, that's pretty good. So again, guys, if you guys have any ideas or like any players that I could go back and look at through recent years and things like that, please put it down in the comments below. Message me on my Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I definitely will look at it, and then I'll check that out as well and do some research on them and stuff like that. But any other players and things like that. So again, guys, remember, podcasts, articles, those things from my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.